Hello and welcome back to my show. I hope you guys are all well. Let's get to the news. First off, we're going to tell you that there's an plan underway to introduce centralized banking digital currency. And what is that? So, what does that entail for us? What does it mean for us? Well, that means privacy's out the window. It's like almost non existent, and Zero Hedge reports that also. This means governments will know your whereabouts, your habits, those bad ones, at all times simply by tracking your use of funds through the CBDC payment system. But no need to worry because they also say there that physical gold may be your only way to escape digital surveillance of wealth. Now, Bitcoin, we're going to go to Bitcoin and blockchain, and they're also saying that this is almost non-existent in Mars or in Ether. Yeah, that's what Zero Hedge says. They also said that blockchain depends on a critical infrastructure that includes networks, grids, servers, telecommunicating networks, the banking system, all of which is subject to government control. And with China's cryptocurrency war with the US, this could threaten the existence of Bitcoin. Peter Thiel, the co-founder of PayPal, who is a supporter of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, he says this: even though I'm a pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin maximalist person, I do wonder whether, if at this point, Bitcoin should also be thought of, in part, as a Chinese financial weapon against the US. What he's saying there is that the US needs to get down and get in the game and purchase Bitcoin so they can corner any threats that China might have on Bitcoin. Okay? By his statement, I would think that Bitcoin would have went down, and it did, about 1,300. It's down to 57,000. But no worries, keep hope, be optimistic, people, because Bloomberg foresees Bitcoin soaring a whopping $400,000 this year, following Bitcoin's bull run in 2013 and 2017. So that's good news. Here we give you bad news and good news, but good news is what it's all about, all right? And the quirky stuff too. Okay, now let's go to Chauvin's trial, and it gets very bizarre with the prosecution's testimonies, where one doctor or a medical expert, he just came out of the woodworks and said, I'm going to volunteer. He called up thousands of miles away. He wasn't even a part of the prosecution. And he said, I want to be a part of it. I've studied this. I got the books. I'm learned. And I want to be a part of the prosecution of Chauvin. So the first thing you're going to say is, why would someone want to volunteer? What's the motive behind it? And then he gestures to the jurors to mimic what he believes happened when that dreadful day when George Floyd died or passed away, which is really strange. What were the jurors thinking? What am I doing here? Where is this? Is this guy serious? He wants me to do all these gestures on my neck. Where did he come from? Okay, they're probably thinking, right? Those little bubbles that have the conversations in them, like Snoopy. Or that kid with a blanket and a dark cloud. Yeah. Okay. So there's another witness or testimony of another individual. And so, first of all, let me just go back up a little bit. An attorney, legal analyst for CBSN. This is his comment. He says, I wonder, he said that this is a strange case like I did. He says, I have never seen a trial where a jury has been asked by an expert or anyone else to engage in physical activity to corroborate someone's testimony or question someone's testimony. So this is yet another fascinating aspect of this trial. And then he goes further to say that I think, he says, let me go to the end of it. He says, what kind of questions, who would ask these kind of questions? I would first establish he is a voluntary expert. I find that a little bit troubling, Batista says. And then he goes on to say, I want to know, why are you here? And why did you contact the prosecution to volunteer years of your expertise and all of your textbooks? What's your motive in doing so? Those are fair questions. I mean, this guy just came out of the woodworks, you know what I mean? Okay, and there were other testimonies. One of them was by a guy named Johnny Mercel. He was doing the training, and he said that Chauvin was trained in his 19 years being with the police department. That training technique, the knee to neck restraint, he's been trained to do that. That's like a common thing. So, and I will put that in the link as well. Do we have any other variables that we need to talk about? Oh yeah, Agent Ryerson, where he says that he changed his statement of what he heard George Floyd say that day. He changed it. He originally said that he heard George Floyd say that he, quote, he ate too many drugs. And then the prosecution told him, you're being a bad boy. Now you say what we just want you to say. And that is, he changed his statement to, I ain't do no drugs. So you see how you could go from he ate too many drugs to I ain't do no drugs. He did it like a little nice boy, you know? A well-disciplined young man. So it's just comedy, isn't it? Okay, so at least we could find little quirks here and there. I don't know if we should cry or laugh at all this. Kind of just mind-boggling, right? Well, I want to thank you for watching and your support. Subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Be blessed, be safe, and we'll bring new content at you next time. So thanks again for watching. Bye.